yeah. Yeah, I just started, so you're actually very early. I'm gonna give it about 5 minutes or something, and then I should be looking at the camera, not at the chat. Sorry. I'm gonna wait for about 5 minutes or something like that before I actually begin. But might as well start a little bit since you're watching. Hi. Anyways, this is a bit of a different live stream. I watched Jacksepticeye. Sorry, that's me. I watched Jacksepticeye do this particular personality test yesterday, and I thought, okay, this could make for a pretty cool live stream. I thought it was a fun idea, and it would be a little bit different. And you guys know I like being different. And basically, he said something about how it was a very well-known and popular personality test, and you could how to put it, psychologists and psychiatrists and people like that, they in general see this as a good personality test, and more like, not like the Cosmopolitan personality test or something like that, but an actual personality test. Hi Holly! And Melis and Martin, hola! And Layani, I think I said that right, maybe. We're gonna wait for another 3 minutes or something, just to give people a chance to get on or whatever. Can you guys hear me all right? I mean, I know it's probably lagging, and I'm sorry about that. I can't do much about it. The internet here is still shitty, but we're getting closer to spring, so I hope the internet is gonna become much better as soon as possible. So, but can you hear me all right? Am I talking loud enough, or is there some echo or whatever? Hi, Alison? MBTI test. Oh, okay, that's cool. Hi, Pastor. So you did it too. Please do tell me which one you got. If you want to, that is. Can't force you. Thank you. Good. And for once, I put on the live stream chat pop out, I think it was called. So you guys who will watch the live stream later on will be able to see what people were writing, because I'm gonna be commenting on what people are writing and so on. Again, this is a personality test, so the questions and so on, I'm gonna be reacting a lot to those, and I'm gonna be talking a lot, and you're gonna get to know every little side of me, probably, depending on the questions. I talk a lot in general. I like talking about anything, honestly. And I'm a very honest person. Like, I'm also very aware of my own flaws, so I'm going to be very honest about those in this test too. So, yay! Woo! I can hear you too, Maria. Except no, not really. I don't know why I said that. Ignore me. Okay, another minute or so, and then I think we'll get started. Cure Mere Peach is an ENFP. Now see, I haven't done the test yet, so I don't know what that means. But I'm looking forward to know which letters are mine. Well, also, look at my braid. If you follow me on Tumblr, you'll know that I've done this braid before. This is my second try. I added a flower this time. It's called a pull-through braid, and I kind of think it's really cute and pretty easy to do. Like, it looks weird if it doesn't look weird. It looks maybe more complicated than it is. It's really, really easy, actually. Like, you don't even have to be good at braiding. Like, it has nothing to do with the braiding technique. And I don't know, I just like the look of it. How's the lag while I'm just talking anyway? How's the lag right now? I have a feeling it's terrible, like always. Oh well. And yes, I drink from a measuring cup. Because I drink a lot in general, not alcohol. I drink like 3 liters of water a day, and I don't know what liters is in other people's measuring system, but 3 liters is what the smart heads kind of recommend. So, and that's been a habit of mine since I was like 13 or something. I forced that habit upon myself. Oh, pass it. I got ISFG, it's the defender. It says that SFGs are true altruists. I don't know what an altruist is. Meeting kindness with kindness in excess and engaging the work and people they believe in with enthusiasm and generosity. That sounds cool. It means I'm extroverted, intuitive, a feeler, and a perseverer. Oh, to perceive something. Okay, I get it. Okay, you know what? I can't wait anymore. I want to do this test now. I'm really excited about it. I love tests and quizzes in general. You'll find it difficult to introduce yourself to other people. No. I am pretty outgoing. I'm not really all that shy. Not anymore. Thing is, as a very young kid, I was very outgoing. Like, I could go up and talk to a stranger, no issues. And then something bad happened to me in 0th grade. Yes, here in Denmark we have a grade 0. Something bad happened to me, and everyone in my class just turned on me because I was the bad person in that scenario, because I couldn't explain myself there. And basically that made me a little more, like, I became less outgoing after that. And then there's teenage years and oh my god, just all of that. But now that I'm, in general, after I turned 18 or something like that, I started becoming more outgoing again. You often get so lost in thoughts that you ignore or forget your surroundings. No. I'm absolutely in disagree, but I'm not sure how much I disagree, because, you know, I am capable of ignoring my surroundings. Like, but that's when I choose to. It's never by accident. So here, I guess. Oh, Holly. The thing is, I grew up with a girl named. Okay, I do know her name, but it's hard to say in English. Let's just call her T. Her name was T. And basically, we grew up together. And the thing was that, unlike her, I was a very dominant person. Like, if I wanted something, I would say so, and if I wanted to do something, I would say so, and so on. While she was a bit more of a submissive, kind of going with the flow kind of person. And that meant that when we were as close as we were, that meant that I got to decide everything. Like, what we were gonna play, how we were gonna dress, what kind of games we were playing, and how we were gonna do it. And in general, she let me decide everything. And her mom took that as me being. Her mom decided that I was being cruel towards her daughter, that I was forcing her to do some things that she just didn't want to do, or something like that. But the thing is, T never told me that she didn't like me deciding, or that she thought I was bossy or anything like that. She never told me. And no one else told me, because that was just the way we were. I was the one who decided everything. Because she just never told me, okay, you know what, I want to do something else. She never did that. So, and all of a sudden her mom decided that I was really, really toxic, and she wanted her daughter to get away from me. So, she took her daughter out of the school we had both enrolled in, and just took her out without any warning whatsoever. And of course, the other parents who still had contact with her asked her what happened, and so on. And then she would say that I was really, really bad for her daughter, and I was very toxic, and I was very bossy, and all those things. And basically, those parents would tell their children, and those children would see me as toxic and evil. And that meant that I was bullied. Or rather, I was kept outside a lot. Like, I suddenly didn't have any friends whatsoever, because they had been told by their parents that it was my fault that she had moved out of school. So so basically that resulted in me having to switch schools. So not a very fun story, and my mom, she really hates talking about it because she was so afraid back then that this would affect me greatly, and it did kinda affect me very greatly, like I mentioned before. But in a way, it's been an experience since, and you know, the whole joke of this thing is that a couple of years later, T's mom contacted my mom and asked, "Oh, shouldn't our girls get together?" Like, I was like, "Wait, what? You took your daughter out of school because you thought I was toxic. Now you're gonna seek me out again?" And basically her reason for that was that, oh, she kind of assumed that I had grown older and they were really good friends and so on. It's like, yeah, you know, you could have talked to me before. Just, you know, ask me. No one told me I was doing something wrong because I was dominant and T was submissive. Like, you know, it was no one's fault. That was just the way we were. So, and T, again, just agreed with her mom because she didn't know what else to do. She was not very good at being, you know, assertive and just speaking her mind. And that's the end of that story. I'm not good at being short with my answers. Sorry. You try to respond to emails as soon as possible and cannot stand a medicine block. Yes. I am a perfectionist. And I want everything to be organized. All of my folders on my computer are very neatly organized. Like, my music is divided into genres, and then afterwards each individual artist and so on. Like, I am an organized person. You find it easy to stay relaxed and focused even when there is some pressure. Now see, here's the thing. If we're talking momentary pressure, as in, okay, right now you need to do this and that and this and that in the next 2 hours, and then I know the pressure will be off, then I'm really good at handling pressure. But if it's pressure over a long amount of time, like for several weeks, then I'm not very good at handling pressure. But I have a feeling with the way this is phrased that it's more towards momentary pressure. So I'm just gonna take this one instead of all the way up here. I'm a perfectionist too. My files, etc., are too in full files in order. Yes, yay! Perfectionists. You do not usually initiate conversations. That's not true. Well, that's the thing. Have I talked to them before? Is it a classmate? Is it a friend? I guess disagree. Mostly because I'm not afraid of... Same thing. I knew what you meant. I'm not afraid of starting a conversation, but if I've never talked to the person before, I'm a little more... I need to figure out what kind of person they are before I really engage in a conversation. You rarely do something just out of curiosity. That's true. Usually I need a reason to do something. I don't really want to do things just because. I don't know. You feel superior to other people. No. I mean, like, again, okay, this is where I'm going to have to be completely 100% crudely honest. In what way superior? And with what? Because are there some people I look down on? Sure. Racists, homophobes, etc. I don't feel superior to them as such, but I do feel like I'm a better person. I'm going to have to be honest there. So in that sense, maybe I do feel superior in a way, but like, I don't feel like they're less of a human than I am. So it's not really like you feel superior to... I'm more in agree rather than disagree, but it really depends on what we're talking about. Because with some things, maybe. I think we can all be proud of our accomplishments and feel superior to others in some small levels and in this particular category. And then there's other things where you're like, no, you can't be superior Like, I don't know. I think this is as close as I'm gonna get. Being organized is more important to you than being adaptable. Adaptable means to be able to change with your surroundings, right? Or something like that. Well, like I just said, I'm a very organized person. More important than being adaptable. Well, why does one exclude the other? Why can't you be both? I don't know. I'm gonna take that one because I'm not sure of this one. You are usually highly motivated and energetic. Again, about what? With editing? Sure. With writing? Sure. With certain subjects at school? Sure. With other subjects at school? No. Just... Usually, I guess I did mention more things that I was gonna be highly motivated about, so yeah. Winning a debate matters less to you than making sure no one gets upset. Okay. Again, this depends on the scenario. Are we talking a debate about something important like politics or race or sexuality or something like that's important to me? Or are we talking about something really, really insignificant? Because then I'm more like, I don't want to discuss this. Just, you're right and I'm wrong. Just go and be happy about that. Winning a debate matters less to you than making sure no one gets upset. Well, I do like winning. Whispers, science and math bringing them. Hey, I'm not taking science, I'm taking math, geography, biology, and chemistry. Those are 4 really sucky subjects to me. Everything else in school I'm pretty damn good at. Those 4 subjects, they suck. To me, at least. I'm not good at them. I guess I do care more about winning a debate, all things considered, but it really... But what kind of upset? Are they just gonna be like, I'm offended because I can? Or are they gonna get legitimately sad? This one, I guess. It depends on the debate. You often feel as if you have to justify yourself to other people. Now see, again, with some things I don't give a crap what other people think. And with other things, I care because I'm afraid of hurting them. This one? Maybe? You often feel as you have to justify. No, in general not. Maybe I do feel like I have to, but I just don't. Most of the time, because you can't really justify yourself to other people in the long run, because you can't make the whole world happy, so you might as well make yourself happy. Your home and work environments are quite tidy. Yes. Yes. I hate math and Swedish. We Finns have to learn how to speak Swedish. Really? Huh. I didn't know that. Why are you learning Swedish? Here in Denmark, like at 7th grade, you get to choose whether you want to learn French or German. And I'm like, German kind of makes sense because it's the country right beneath us. But why French? When are we ever gonna need to know French as Danes? But I don't know if you guys can hear it. I don't think so, but I just want to point it out. My mom is snoring from the living room. I can hear it. I don't think you can, but I just wanted to point it out if anyone was like, what is that sound? What was I talking about? You do not mind being at the center of attention. Agree. Ever since I was a kid, I loved attention, and that's the god honest truth. I am an only child, and I was the only child in my family for like 5 years. I've taken acting lessons, I've taken dancing lessons. I was in general pretty good at school, so like with those factors, it's kind of unavoidable to get attention. So I became very used to attention. So I do like it. I kind of like, if I didn't like it, it would kind of suck because like At least as a kid, I got a lot of attention. Not so much anymore, because now I'm just a boring adult, you know. But as a kid, yeah. Now you guys are talking again. I want to get upset when people talk about my family. That's very true. Yeah, it's because Finland is bilingual country. We speak Finnish and Swedish, though very few of us speak Swedish. Well, I think it's cool that you're an actual bilingual country. You are learning English too in school, right? Please tell me you are. Because, like, in a way, that's more important. English is very much a universal language at this point, and, like, it is the language you have to know in a way. So, but I'm assuming you learned English in school and you didn't learn everything yourself. That would kind of suck a little bit. You are not... Okay, you consider yourself more practical than creative. Again, why does one exclude the other? Okay, I'm creative in the sense that I'm an editor, I'm a writer. Okay, that's it. But still, like, I don't know, like my mom, this is one of my mom's favorite things about me sometimes. Like something random she saw me doing and she's like, still kind of amazed. The thing is, if you look over here, ta-da! My closet has a mirror. And basically I wanted to watch something on my computer, but I wanted to go to bed. So I put my screen to the side of my desk so it was pointed towards the mirror. Then I was lying in my bed, and then I kind of just watched the mirror. I watched the screen in the mirror. And my mom just walked by and saw it, and she was like, how the hell did you come up with that? And I'm like, it wasn't that difficult, really. It's a mirror. You just put it up. And to her, that was insanely creative. So, like, I don't know. I guess I'm creative like that too, maybe. And then there's practical. Like, maybe I'm misunderstanding the word, but practical to me is like, man, I can't even explain really. Hi Natalie Hiddleston, I love you too. Yeah, we have to learn English too. Okay, that's good. We have to learn 3 languages. So do we! We just get to choose the 3rd language. German or French. I chose German. I don't know a word of German. And my dad is German. So you'd think I would have an advantage. I didn't. Because I refused to learn German. I didn't like the language, okay? I still kind of don't really like the language. But I think it's because I associated with my dad's family. And I don't like them. So to me, German equals my dad's family. And that's not a good thing to me. Anyway, I guess I am more creative than practical, but I think it's because I don't understand what practical means in this particular sense. Because usually I would call myself pretty practical. No, people can rarely upset you. This is the truth, okay? I get, like, it doesn't take a lot for me to get very emotionally involved in things, so when people say or do something that affects me or is targeted towards me in any way, I can get really, really upset. And I don't know, I guess I'm a bit sensitive with some things. I don't know. Practical is basically realistic. Yeah, and again, why does that mean you can't be creative? I am realistic. I'm cynical. I am a cynical type of realistic. But I'm also creative. Why can't I be both? That one sucks. It's like, in a way, it's kind of in the middle. But, no, okay. I spoke Danish there for a second, sorry. I don't know. Moving on. Your travel plans are usually well thought out. Now see, this is where I'm a mixed person. First of all, I love traveling. I've been to 18 different countries and I'm only 22. So obviously my mom loves to travel as well, thank God. If I only had my dad, I wouldn't have gotten anywhere. And basically what we like to do is plan one thing for each day we're gonna be gone. Hi Jamie! Thank you! What's your zodiac sign? Oh, what's it called? A Libra? I'm born at the 18th of October. I think it's Libra. It's like the weight thingy. It's not called Libra in Danish. We use Danish words for it, so... I'm born at the 18th of October. I'm not 18, I'm 22 years old. 18th of October. Sorry, I'm speaking a little quickly. I need something to drink. I'm 22 years old. I was born the 18th of October, 1 minute past midnight in 1994. There we go. What was I doing? Oh, travel plans. Yeah, I love, yeah. Oh, 18 different countries. Yeah, sorry. Now I know what you're talking about. Sorry. Yes, I've been to 18 different countries. Want me to count them? Well, I could. First of all, Sweden and Norway. Those are my neighbor countries. Germany. I've been to France. Where else? I've been to Egypt. I've been to Japan. I've been to Turkey. Oh, I counted them with my mom the other day. What? That's the thing when you go as many vacations. You're like, where have I been? Then I've been to oh, what's it called? An island. Gran Canaria. Is that how it's pronounced in English? I guess Gran Canaria. And then this other place that I always mix up with Gran Canaria. Another island, I think. I'm only at 8 so far. I've been to England. Thank you. I've been to England. Did I say I've been to Japan? I think I said I've been to Japan. I've been to oh, what's it called? I've been to Austria. I've been to what's it called? Oh, here's the thing. I don't know what this country is called in English. In Danish, it's called Tjekkiet. Hold on. Czech Republic. That was the 10th. What was that island? Gran Canaria? Okay, I'm stuck. I don't remember the last date. Sorry. That's bad. That's really bad. Oops. Oh well. Oh, you're from England. Hi. I've been to England twice. Always around Christmas with my mom. I've been to Turkey 7 times. No, wait, 5. I've been to Turkey 5 times, and the first time was when I was 7 years old. I've been to Japan twice. I've been to Sweden once, Norway once, Germany kind of with my dad, just driving through. It was barely a vacation. Where else did I? Gran Canaria once, Egypt once, that other island I don't remember the name of once. And again, now I've forgotten. Could it be Credit Road? No, not the. It wasn't. I've never been to Greek. I don't think. Is it a Greek? Here's the thing. I'm not good at geography about where things are. That's the truth. I don't even know it with the Danish map. So how am I supposed to know it with the world map? It's a very, like, at least here in Denmark, it's a very typical place to go. Like, most things go there at some point as a vacation. Gran Canaria. Tenerife. There we go. Tenerife. Is it called that in English too? I think so. Yeah, Tenerife. There it is. And again, if you ask me where is Tenerife, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where Gran Canaria is either. I'm sorry. Okay, moving on. Woo! Your travel plans. Yeah, travel plans. My mom and I usually decide on one thing we want to do each day to make sure we actually experience the place we're visiting. Like with Japan, we decided we had to go to Nara, we had to go to a deer park, we had to go several different places. And with Turkey, it's like safari this day, dolphin show this day, blah blah blah. But we make sure there's room for being spontaneous as well. So yes, they're well thought out, but there's room for spontaneity. It is often difficult for you to relate to other people's feelings. No, absolutely not. I think the only time I have experienced very few times in my life where I just did not understand why a person was this emotional or this sad or this upset by something. But it's been such few times. And again, like I mentioned before, I get very emotionally involved in other people way too quickly. So yeah, I relate a lot to other people's feelings. I'm a little too good at, relating, I guess, in a way. And I'm saying too good at it because sometimes it backfires on me because I get too emotionally involved with other people. Like, I can sit and watch the news with my mom and then I will start crying. Because of whatever. Like when I first found out about the Muslim ban in USA, I was bawling. I thought it was terrible. I'm not gonna get into a huge political debate about that, but again, that I react very strongly. So your mood can change very quickly. Now, see, like 90, maybe 85% of the time, I'm very stable. Like, I'm pretty upbeat, I'm pretty happy, I'm pretty positive, I'm blah blah blah. But then I have those days where I am just the cruelest bitch. Where it takes nothing to piss me off. And my poor mother is usually the victim of those moments. Because we live together. So, yeah. And she's really good at pushing all the right buttons to piss me off. And I try to tell her this is what pissed me off this time, so please don't do that the next time. And she never learns. An old dog can't learn new tricks, apparently. Not with her, at least. So, like, in general, I'm a pretty stable person, but I do have those moments where I'm like, where I can be pretty okay one moment, and then all of a sudden, then I'm just really, really hysterical. In a discussion, truth should be more important than other people's sensitivities. Yes. Now this is where I'm a bit more of a cynical person. Truth and facts can't be changed by how you feel. I know that there are things that... I don't know what I was gonna say. Of course it depends on the situation. If someone's dog died, then I would never be the kind of person to be like, oh, well, it's dead, you can't bring it back, so get over it. I am not that kind of person. But if we're talking like, if someone is like, oh, I dislike this thing, I don't think it should exist because it offends me, then I'm like, well, yeah, but it does exist and you can't remove it. And that's just a fact of life. You can't remove something just because you dislike it. It's not realistic, So that's where I'm a bit more that facts and logic and cynics and so on. You rarely worry about how your actions affect other people. No. I disagree. First of all, again, I'm afraid of hurting people. But I'm not taking it all the way up because there's a limit to how much you can strain yourself. There are some things where you either have to be selfish or where it's unavoidable that you hurt someone else. And sometimes you have to be selfish, like for example, some years ago I told my dad, stupidly, at his birthday party, where he was drunk, that I wasn't gonna go to gymnasium, which is the same thing as college, sort of, here in Denmark. It's very, very different. Like, there's no campus and there's no like majors and something like that. It's more like school after mandatory school. It's school after 10th grade, I guess. And like right now I am actually at a gymnasium, but several years ago I didn't have plans to go to a gymnasium because the career path I wanted back then didn't demand for me to take a gymnasium education. So I figured it was a waste of time. And I told my dad that. And here's the thing, he got very, very, very upset with me. Because unlike me, he didn't have the same opportunities like when he was a kid. Like when he was 15 years old, his family sent him away to Copenhagen to study to become a baker. And that was not something he wanted, but he had no say in the matter. So he felt like I was wasting the opportunities I have today that he didn't have back then. So he was really upset, and he was legitimately crying. And that made me cry because I was confused. I had never seen my dad cry before. I've never seen him cry again since then. Because he's more of a, I'm gonna get angry with you sort of the person rather than I'm gonna get sad. If he's sad, he usually hides it. But he was drunk. So that affects things, of course. So like, with that particular thing, I didn't consider that my dad would care. Because my mom didn't. I'm like, it's not that she didn't care, but because she knows me like this much better than my dad ever will. And she knew I had thought it through. She knew I had a career path in mind. She knew I could achieve it if I wanted to. So to her, the fact that I didn't want to take a gymnasium education just didn't matter. Because she knew I could handle it. She knew I was still gonna do well. But to my dad it was risky. Pardon? To my dad it was way too risky. So he was, and again, like, I changed my mind about the career path, and then I just went to gymnasium anyway. So it's no harm, no foul, right? Your work style is closer to random energy spikes than to a methodical and organized approach. Now, see, I do sometimes get those energy spikes or spur of energy or whatever, where I'm just really working hard. I'm just dun 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 dun. And that's not particularly methodical or organized. But at the same time, I usually prefer to have a plan about what I'm supposed to do when it comes to work. So I'm gonna have to disagree on it, mostly because I prefer to have a plan. It's the organization part of me that's talking there. You're often envious of others. No. Because envy is not gonna change my situation. If anything, if I do feel envious of someone, it motivates me to become better at whatever this person is good at or whatever. To me it's a motivation factor rather than just being like, I'm pissed because I'm not as good or whatever. An interesting book or a video game is often better than a social event. What is a social event? Are we talking like a party? Because, like, depending on who's hosting the party, then I agree. I don't go to family gatherings ever. I don't care. I don't wanna, and I don't want them to visit me when I have children in the future. I don't want them to give a fuck. I don't invite them to my birthday parties. I don't invite them, and I don't want to socialize with them whatsoever. But if my friend is having a birthday party, I'm there. And if my friends want to hang out, I'm there. So like, and the thing is, I write a lot, but I don't read a lot anymore. Like, I was a bookworm as a kid, but not as much now. And video game, I love video games. But it's not often better than a social event. I'm gonna have to say all the way down there, mostly because I do like being social and I do like hanging out with people, and those are the moments you're gonna remember rather than a video game or a book, maybe. Depending on the book. And depending on the video game, I guess, but still. Being able to develop a plan and stick to it is the most important part of every project. The most important part? Not the most important part, but pretty close. At least to me. I love video games too, oh my god. What are you into? I personally love horror games. Outlast, Resident Evil 7, Amnesia, whatever. I love horror games. I love being spooked. You rarely get carried away by fantasies and ideas. Now, see, here's the thing. Again, I'm a writer. If I suddenly get an idea from... The thing is, I usually get an idea for something small. Like, I'll see something or hear something, or I can be in the middle of a conversation with someone, and then I'm like, oh, that would be a great conversation in a fanfic. And then I'll build onto that idea and keep building onto it, and I'm like, okay, wait, hold on, I have to write this down. Like, Olive can confirm this. I do that a few times. I don't like... it's not something I do every time we hang out at all. But she probably does remember once or twice where I've done that. Just stopped in the middle of a conversation and been like, I have to read. Oh, I love Tomb Raider 2. I love that. I do have the newest game, but it's not working very well on my computer. Okay. So I don't think I'm... Like, the thing is... how am I supposed to interpret this one? Whoops. How am I supposed to interpret this one? Because, like, get carried away? No, again, cynical, practical, realistic, unicorn blood. Shut up with you and your unicorn blood! For those of you who don't know, I write fanfiction, and Maria is, like, my biggest fangirl. So she will sometimes refer to my fanfics. And that's a joke I wrote in an old fanfic by now about how if you're creative you have unicorn blood or something like that. I don't remember anymore. Like the first time she made that joke I was like, what are you talking about? Of course she knows my stories better than I do. She's read them like several times, and I'm like, once I've written something I proofread it to make sure there's no spelling mistakes, then I send it up and then I'll never read it again. Like, that's the truth. You often find yourself lost in thought when you're walking in nature. Now, see here, I don't walk in nature. I am not a happy camper. I have no interest in nature whatsoever. I can look at a picture and be like, oh, that's pretty. Can we do something else? I don't find it... Like, okay, I can look at nature and be like, oh, this is gorgeous, this is majestic, we should preserve this. But that's as far as my interest goes. I can't continuously be excited about nature. It's just like, it's too still for me in a way. I don't know how else to put it. So, I find myself lost in thought. I guess I would, because I would be bored. So, like, I would just let my mind wander. You hate nature too! Whoa! I don't hate nature, I just don't find it interesting. Like, it can't capture my interest. So, my mind would wander just because I would be bored. But it's not, like, I feel like this particular phrase is like... This particular phrase makes it seem more like a positive thing, like, oh, you get lost in thought in nature because it's gorgeous and pretty and nah. So I'm like, but I never walk in nature. I guess I agree, because if I was walking through the nature, I would get lost in thought out of boredom. There's too much woods in Finland and I'm tired of it. That's not the way it is in Denmark, thank God. At least not in Copenhagen. I live in the capital, so it's a big city. So there's a tree outside my home. That's about it. If someone does not respond to your email quickly, you start working if you said something wrong. Now see, I don't write emails, but I write messages and chats and so on. And the thing is, I get annoyed if people don't respond quickly, but I don't get worried that I said something wrong. Like, no, that's not where my mind goes. I'm more of the type of person who's like, just fucking answer, would you please just answer? It's like, that's gonna have to be a disagree. As a parent, you would rather see your child grow up kind and smart. Yes. Now see, wisdom, wisdom and knowledge and so on are important, but if we take up two stereotypes, one is kind of this kind of dumb blonde or whatever, but who is extremely kind and has a heart of gold, etc. And then there's the other stereotype who's like really smart and just knows everything, but it's a bit of a know-it-all and maybe a bit of a douchebag. I'd rather want the dumb but kind blonde than the smart douchebag. Because in the long run, I care more about a person being tolerant, generous, kind, understanding, all of those things. I care more about those than I will ever care about my child's grades or my child's job or whatever. I want my child to be a good person, first and foremost. So if I have to choose, kind, smart, kind. You do not let other people influence your actions. I don't. To a certain limit. Again, like I said before, other people's feelings do affect me. So if I feel like if I do or say this, then it will hurt someone else, then I try not to, unless it's important to me. Or if I feel like I'm in the right. Your dreams tend to focus on the real world and its events. Like sleeping dreams? Like when you're asleep? That's not true. My dreams are very creative. Like, I guess. It does not take you much time to start getting involved in social activities at your new workplace. I'm sorry, but what social activities? I'm at school. There's no social activities at my school. Well, maybe there are. And I just don't go to them, so I guess I disagree. But, like, it's not like I don't want to, well, no, that's not true. I guess disagree. Because, like, what social activities? Well, what are you talking about? Like, business parties? No. You are more of a natural improviser than a careful planner. Now, see, it's gonna have to be this one. And I know that might not fit what I said before about having a plan and being organized. But I am of the opinion that you can't organize everything. And sometimes if you're in the middle of a project and it's not going the way you wanted it, so you're gonna have to improvise. And I am pretty good at improvising as well. So yeah. When I went with a water bag of chips. Whoa, that's a really boring dream. Wow, okay. Mine are a bit more out there. Like last night, actually, I was watching an anime before I fell asleep, and then I was dreaming about that anime. So in a way, it is real world, but I was in the anime, and I was an anime character or something like that. I don't know. I can't explain that properly, I think. Your emotions control you more than you control them. Now, see, again, this is where I would like a more specific. I would want a more specific scenario, because so rare. People's dreams are very interesting. Your emotions control. Like I mentioned before, if I'm hysterical, I will say or do something, unfortunately, to my mom that is definitely more of an emotional thing rather than me being considerate or thinking. And other times I focus. This one's difficult for me because, again, 80% of the time I'm normal, I'm stable, and then those last 20% I am like a hysterical bitch. Okay, maybe not 20%, I think 10 or 15 is closer. Your emotions control you more than you control them. Yeah, I guess a little. Yeah, yeah, that's gonna have to be a yes. Yeah. You enjoy going to social events that involve dress-up or role-play activities. Okay, I have a dirty mind, so my first thought was, yeah, okay, I don't have to say it. Shut up. And I'm all dressed up. Like, okay, I love Halloween parties. The thing is, we don't celebrate Halloween here in Denmark. But that hasn't stopped me from hosting some dress-up parties. And I do think it's fun, and I like dressing up, and I love costumes and so on. The roleplay activities confuse me a little bit, because are we talking like legit roleplay, like in like like Dungeons and Dragons, or are we talking like, oh, I'm coming dressed up as a nurse and I have to act like a nurse? Is it okay? Hey, I'm not bad. Fuck you, Maria. I am not bad. Oh. You enjoy going to social? I guess I'm gonna have to say yes. Shut up. You often spend time exploring unrealistic and impractical yet intriguing ideas. No. I wouldn't know what kind of idea that would be. This one, I guess. You would rather improvise than spend time coming up with a detailed plan. Now, see, it depends. What are we talking about? Are we talking about editing? Are we talking about fanfiction? Are we talking about school? Are we talking about cleaning the house? No. No. You are a relatively reserved and quiet person. No. No one would call me reserved and quiet. Ever. If you had a business, you would find it very difficult to fire loyal but underperforming employees. No. Now see, this is where I become cynical, rather than like very sympathetic. If you can't perform at whatever you're supposed to perform at, then that's just the way it is. Find something that matches your pace or your interests or whatever, instead of forcing yourself to be at a job that you can't perform well at. I know that sometimes people have to have this or that job in order to get by, in order to get money. But then you have to perform at least as much as you are needed to at your workplace. Because if you are the only one not performing well enough, you're dragging everyone else down. And that's how I also feel about group projects at school, or editing, or I don't know, anything that involves groups. Like, don't be that person who is not performing well enough in comparison to the others. That's just, then you're gonna have to admit, okay, I can't figure this out, please help me. Then ask for help. Something, I don't know. I love you too, Maria. You often contemplate the reasons for humans' existence. No. You see, I like psychology and I like philosophy and I think they're interesting. But existentialism in general to me is pretty redundant, because me knowing why I exist doesn't help me personally. I don't need to know where I've been or why I'm here in order to know where I want to go. So no. Logic is usually more important than heart when it comes to making important decisions. Now, see, again, that depends on the situation. Like, if we're talking marriage, should you think with your head and marry the rich person, or should you think with your heart and marry the person you're actually in love with? Like, I have no doubt in my mind which one I prefer in that particular scenario. But then there's other scenarios where I'm like, no, use your fucking head. I'm only gonna take it down there, because all things considered, keeping your options open is more important than having a to-do list. What do those two things have in common, or have to do with each other? Keeping your options open is more important than having a to-do list. Like, I don't know about you guys, but my to-do lists are like, you know, home chores or whatever. Keeping my options open, I can keep my options open like I have to do my to-do list. So no? Yeah, no, I don't get that one. If your friend is sad about something, you are more likely to offer emotional support than suggest ways to deal with the problem. That depends on what my friend wants from me. If my friend wants me to help them solve this, I will help them solve it. If my friend just wants someone to have, if my friend just wants a shoulder to cry on, or for someone to listen to them, then I'm gonna offer that. You know, sometimes you can't really suggest ways to deal with the problem. But I guess I am likely to try and help solve the issue, if it's solvable. You rarely feel insecure. Agree. I'm a pretty confident person in general. It's very rarely I feel insecure about anything. You have no difficulties coming up with a personal timetable and sticking to it. A timetable? Like... Okay, I'm gonna have to be 100% sure about that and look it up. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I would have called that a schedule. You know, no difficulties coming up with a personal schedule and sticking to it. I'm more likely to be like, okay, tomorrow I have to do these 3 things, and then I will take them as I feel like. Like, I don't have to start out with doing home chores. I could start out with homework or whatever. So, like, disagree. Being right is more important than being cooperative when it comes to teamwork. Okay, see, here's the thing. In group works, I am usually the leader. And I'm talking about school right now. In school, I was a pretty good student in general. Still am. Okay. And usually I would end up in groups with people who were a bit more slackers or weren't very assertive or intuitive or needed a little bit of help to just, you know, kind of followers in a way who needed a leader. So I would automatically take on that responsibility because my mom, she's a leader in every single way. She is a legitimate leader in her job. That's her job. So I have that from her in a way. And that reaction, I was confused what I was looking at. Okay, for a moment it looked like a periodic table. So shut up. And Clipping, I finish it all the time, so I'm 100% sure the EMD would give me like 7 points on my round 1 video. Then I got full 10. I was like, what the fuck? Aw, Pastor, you need to have a bit more confidence. And you know, that's a sucky thing for me to say because I don't know how to give other people confidence except complimenting their work. And you did awesome. I mean, really, give yourself some credit. What was I talking about? Being right is more... Yeah, okay. Leader. I've always been the leader in groups. And that usually means I'm taking on more work than the others. And that, and again, I usually take on the leader role because I know I'm good at whatever it is we're about to do. Like, and then that means that most of the time I'm going to be right. To a certain level. Like, because I'm good at this subject, ergo I know what the teacher wants from us. So that means I'm right most of the time. So I'm being cooperative. Like, it's important to be cooperative, but if the others want to do something I know is gonna give us a bad grade, I'm gonna be like, nope. I'm not gonna be cooperative about this. I'm gonna put my foot down and say, nope, we're doing it my way because it's gonna give us the better grade. So it's gonna be up here. With that being said, it is important to be a good leader in the sense that you listen to other people. But if they're wrong, then if they're wrong, then that's just the way it is. Like, deal with it. You think that everyone's views should be respected regardless of whether they are supported by facts or not. Now, okay, when you say views, I'm thinking opinions. And you know, there is no right or wrong with opinions. Like, I hate coffee. Olive loves coffee. There are no facts based on that. That's an opinion. So I'm assuming it's not views as in an opinion, but more of a thing like, oh, I like this, I like it. Okay, I'm gonna try to come up with a scenario that isn't offensive. That might take a while. If someone is wow, okay, my brain is just like, okay, if you have an opinion that demands facts, like I'm of the opinion that that I am of the opinion that homosexuals experience more divorce than straight people do. Like, that's an opinion or a view, but it's not supported by a fact, at least not that I'm aware of. I don't think homosexuals have more divorces than straight people do. In fact, I think it's the other way around. I'm not gonna look it up. I'm just using it for a scenario, you know. So I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna have to disagree, because if something you say or your argument is based on something that is just false, then your opinion is invalid. But if your opinion is based on something that is just an opinion and not something that has to be supported by facts, then you are allowed to have that opinion no matter what. So like, I'm gonna disagree solely based on the fact that it's saying whether they are supported by facts or not. So I'm assuming that this particular kind of view or opinion has to be supported by a fact in some way or another, if I have understood this correctly. You feel more energetic after spending time with a group of people? No. Now see, that's where I'm introverted. When I've been spending time with people, even if it's just Olive for like 6 hours or something like that, I need a break from everyone. I am not energized, I am tired. I get introvert hangovers. It's a thing. Look it up. You frequently misplace your things? No. Where would I misplace them? I am too organized to lose anything. You see yourself as very emotional stable. Now again, like right before, like again, 85-90% of the time I am very emotionally stable and I can handle myself and I don't go off the bat or blah blah blah. But then those 15%, those last 15%, I am just an emotional wreck. So there. Your mind is always buzzing with unexplored ideas and plans. Ideas? Sure. Plans? No. Looks it up. You mean introvert hangovers? It's a thing. It's fun. Well, I was about to say it's fun, but it's not fun. It's more like, I know, that's what I have. Your mind is always buzzing with... Again, as soon as I read something like that, I think of fan fiction. So like, I'm always kind of brainstorming in a way. I will always be able to get ideas for new fan fiction or whatever. But it sounds more like... I don't know, it seems more like they are talking about... I don't know what they're talking about. I'm just gonna say this one and move on. You would not call yourself a dreamer. I agree. I am not a dreamer or an idealist. I'm a realist and I'm cynical and I'm all those things. I am that character in a movie or book. You usually find it difficult to relax when talking in front of many people. No. I've done acting. I've actually acted on a Danish stage called whoa, wait, what is the stage called? A theater here in Denmark. Oh my god, I've forgotten the theater I have acted on. What's it called? Oh, an extrovert hangover. I guess that's when you haven't been socializing. I don't know. But it's something with B. I have acted on. 2 seconds. Mor!
Ja.
Hvad er det for et teater, jeg har spillet på? Betty Nansen. There you go. Thank you, Mom. I've acted on Betty Nansen Theater. Like, you can look it up here in about Denmark, whatever. And I've acted on that. So, like, the whole talking in front of people thing, if I was afraid of that, I wouldn't have been able to act in front of that many people twice a day for 2 weeks, I think. Generally speaking, you rely more on your experience than your imagination. Again, what scenario is this? Ooh, was I right, Maria? Is an extrovert hangover what I said? About, what did I say? When you haven't been hanging out with people? Is that true? Now, see, I am pretty good at imagining realistic turnouts of stuff. So, disagree. But, no, I'm just gonna say that one because I'm not sure. You worry too much about what other people think. Not too much, so I'm gonna be down here. Pardon. If the room is full, you stay closer to the walls, avoiding the center. That depends on where my friends are. I'll stick close to my friends. But in general, I don't really go to places where the room is full. No, that's not a scenario I've been in. So, like, disagree, I guess. I'm gonna be where my friends are. You have a tendency to procrastinate until there's not enough time to do everything. No. With that being said, at the moment, I procrastinate a lot because I am not happy with my schoolwork at the moment. There is a lot of work and it's 4 subjects I'm bad at, so I'm procrastinating a lot. Like, I'm using my editing as an excuse. And right now I'm live streaming. I'm just when this is done and I've read about the personality and so on, I'm probably gonna slowly shut this live stream down. I'm not gonna do more than this. You feel very anxious in stressful situations. Now, again, stressful situations. Are we talking a momentary situation that is just like a few hours? Or are we talking several weeks? You feel very... I don't think anxious is the right word, so no. You believe that it is more rewarding to be liked by others than to be powerful. Yes. Because in a way, being well liked is power. I'd rather want people to like me. I don't really care about having power or whatever. You have always been interested in unconventional and ambiguous things, e.g. books, arts, movies. Yes. To a certain degree. Art... I'm not very artsy. Like, again, same thing with nature. I can look at it for a few seconds and be like, oh, that's really pretty. And then like, what now? Whereas with a book or a story or a movie, I can keep going because something new will always appear before me. So, you often take initiative in social situations. I think in general that I do because, like, oh, that was, whoa. I didn't expect for it to be done already. Okay, I'm just gonna shut up and go through this. Your personality type is executive, ESTJ-A. Okay, this trait determines how we interact with our environment. Extroverted, introverted. Yeah, that makes sense because I'm an introvert in some with some things, kind of like again with the introvert hangovers. If I've been hanging out with some people, I need a break from everyone, hopefully. Energy. This trait shows where we direct our mental energy, observant or intuitive. Okay, that's pretty equal, and that seems about right because Sometimes I like being very organized and thinking my way through, and other times I prefer to be spontaneous and just improvise. Nature. This trait determines how we make decisions and cope with emotions. Now I see pretty equal. Either through logic or through, the heart. Tactic. Okay, this trait reflects our approach to work, planning, and decision making. Judging or prospecting. Hold on. I just want to be 100% sure that I understand. Yeah, okay. Now, see, the Danish the Danish translation for this doesn't help me all that much. Okay, identity. This trait underpins all others, showing how confident we are in our abilities and decisions. Assertive or children. Now, see, that makes sense, again, because I also answered depending on whether I'm being my usual self or being a hysterical bitch. Good order is the foundation of all things. That sounds like something I'd say. Executives are executives are I can't talk anymore. Never mind. Of tradition and order, utilizing their understanding of what is right, wrong, and socially acceptable to bring families and communities together. That sounds right. Embracing the values of honesty, dedication, and dignity, people with the executive personality type are valued for their clear advice and guidance, and they happily lead the way on difficult paths. Again, the leader part. Taking pride in bringing people together, executives often take on roles as community organizers, working hard to bring everyone together in celebration of cherished local events, or in defense of the traditional values that hold families and communities together. Now, this word, traditional. I am not much for traditions. I don't really care how we used to do things. I care about how we should do things. Maria, you sneaky girl. Anyone worth their salt sticks up for what they believe is right. Very true. Demand for such leadership is high in democratic societies, informing no less than 11% of the population. It's no wonder that many of America's presidents have been executive. I hope with my whole heart that Trump is not an executive. Please don't. I don't want to know if he is. Please. Strong believers in the rule of law and authority that must be earned, executive personalities led by example, demonstrating dedication and purposeful honesty, and an utter rejection of laziness and cheating, especially in work. Cheating! This is a perfect example of the whole editing thing. And also schoolwork, etc. But I'm gonna talk about editing because I'm an editor and that's how you guys know me the most. If you have ever discussed maskings with me, you will know that I am of the opinion that using other people's masks is cheating. Because it's not your work. And it's kind of the suckiest part of editing because, not the suckiest part, it's the most tedious part. So skipping through that, to me, is cheating. So this is very true. Like cheating. Right there. Boom. Okay. If anyone declares hard manual work to be an excellent way to build character, it is executive. There's an S there. Also, Queen Elizabeth is an ISFG. Executives are aware of their surroundings and live in a world of clear, verifiable facts. The surety of their knowledge means that even against heavy resistance, they stick to their principles and push an unclouded vision of what is and is not acceptable. True. Their opinions aren't just empty talk either, as executives are more than willing to dive into the most challenging projects, improving action plans and sorting details along the way, making even the most complicated tasks seem easy and approachable. In a way, this all sounds very, very true. However, executives don't work alone. Okay, now this is where it's not true. I am very much a lone wolf when it comes to work. And they expect their reliability and work ethic to be reciprocated. That's true. People with this personality type meet their promises, and if partners or subordinates jeopardize them through incompetence or laziness, or worse still, dishonesty, they do not hesitate to show their wrath. That sounds very true. This can earn them a reputation for inflexibility, a trait shared by all sentinel personalities, but it's not because executives are arbitrarily stubborn, but because they truly believe that these values are what makes society work. That also sounds very true. Like, I have been told Trump is partially executive, so yeah. It's AIRA, not ARI, yeah, just so you know. For some reason, that doesn't really surprise me that much. I mean, it doesn't mean that I agree with him or he would agree with me ever, but in a way, of course, he's an executive. It doesn't really surprise me that much. But still better are those who acknowledge when they are in error. Yes, please just admit it when you're wrong. Please. Executives are classic images of the model citizen. Okay, I can't do that with this thing! They help their neighbors uphold the law and try to make sure that everyone participates in the communities and organizations they hold so dear. Now the whole organizations and communities and blah, blah, blah. The main challenge for executive is to recognize that not everyone follows the same path or contributes in the same way. A true leader recognizes the strengths of the individual as well as that of the group and helps bring those individuals' ideas to the table. That way, executives really do have all the facts and are able to lead the charge in directions that work for everyone. Sounds right. Okay, now see here I'm gonna have an issue because I don't know many celebrities of any kind. Don't know who that is. No. Judge Judy, that sounds familiar, but that's it. Frank Sinatra, I know him. James Moore. Not James Moore. James Monroe, don't know. Laura Linney, don't know. Don't know. Don't know. The Lord of the Rings. A fictional character? Haven't watched The Lord of the Rings, so I don't know that one either. No. Don't know. Don't know. Don't know. No, wait. Downtown Abbey. I know. Is that the older lady? Yeah, I think that sounds right. Haven't watched Game of Thrones either. No, don't know. Okay, that was it. Thank God. that was it. Okay, strengths and weaknesses. Oh dear God. I'm gonna drink again. Boromir. What is Boromir? What did I miss? Oh, was that a character? The whole Boromir, the Lord of the Rings. Who is Boromir? Since that's funny. Okay, dedicated. Seeing things to I know what this word is. Completion? Completion. I don't know how to pronounce it. Anna is not gonna let you escape. Let you escape? What are we talking about? Is that a Boromir joke that I don't get? To completion borders on an ethical obligation for executives. True. Tasks aren't simply abandoned because they become difficult or boring. People with the executive personality type take them up when they are the right thing to do, and they will be finished so long as they remain the right thing to do. Aragorn. I don't know who Aragorn is either. I don't know these characters. Shut up. Strong-willed. Sounds about right too. A strong will makes this dedication possible, and executives don't give up their beliefs because of simple opposition. Executives defend their ideas and principles relentlessly and must be proven clearly and conclusively wrong for their stance to budge. I am stubborn, so that's very true. direct and honest. Okay, direct to a certain extent, yes. Not if I'm gonna hurt someone. Executives trust facts far more than abstract ideas or opinions. Straightforward statements and information are king, and executive personalities return the honesty whether it's wanted or not. That depends on the person and the situation. Okay? Loyal, patient, and reliable. Now, patient. Patient? That sure as hell depends on the person and what I'm supposed to be patient about. But still, you need to watch a lot of things. No, it's not my thing, okay? It's not, Like, I have also never, hold your horses, watched Star Trek or Star Wars or anything remotely similar. I'm not into those really long series of movies, I think. No, we need the whole LOTR squad here. We need. Who are the others? I don't know. Supportive, reliable, and patient, enthusiastic, loyal, and how long ago more. Okay. What was it? Yeah. Executives work to exemplify truthfulness and reliability, considering stability and security very important. When executives say they'll do something, they keep their word, making them very responsible members of their families, companies, and communities. And those moments when you want to hide. What are you talking about? Enjoy creating order. Yes. Chaos makes things unpredictable, and unpredictable things can't be trusted when they are needed most. With this in mind, executives strive to create order and security in their environments by establishing rules, structures, and clear roles. Oh my god, how? Is it about the Star Trek or Star Wars thing? How? Just never watched it. Excellent organizers. I'm assuming that's what Bliss is talking about. Excellent organizers. This commitment to truth and clear standards makes executives capable and confident leaders. People with this personality type have no problem distributing tasks and responsibilities to others fairly and objectively, making them excellent administrators. Oh god, here comes the weaknesses. We need the whole Lord of the Rings squad here. I still don't get what you're trying to say. Sorry. Inflexible and stubborn. The problem with being so fixated on what works is that executives too often dismiss what might work better. Yeah, I guess so. Oh, you haven't watched it either? Haha. I don't feel like I've missed anything. In general, I'm not very much of a science fiction person. Sci-fi isn't really my thing. I'm more into fantasy if I have to. Everything is opinion until proven, and executives' personalities are reluctant to trust an opinion long enough for you to have the chance. Yeah, okay. Nah. Judgmental! I'm gonna read that later. Uncomfortable with unconventional situations. Executives are strong something to tradition, and when suddenly forced to try unvetted solutions, they become uncomfortable and stressed. Okay, when it comes to tradition in this sense, I understand. I prefer to do what I already know rather than try something new. New ideas suggest that their methods weren't good enough, and abandoning what has always worked before in favor of something that may yet fail risks their image of reliability. That's true. I prefer to be safe. Judgmental. Executives have strong convictions about what is right, wrong, and socially acceptable. Executives' compulsion to create order often extends to all things and everyone, ignoring the possibility that there are two right ways to get things done. Executives do not hesitate to let these deviants know what they think, considering it's their duty to set things right. Okay, now hold on. I'm skipping. Skipping? What did I skip? I haven't skipped anything. Have I? I didn't skip it. I was about to skip something, but I didn't. too focused on social status. Now that's not true. Not with me, at least. Executive takes part in the respect of their friends, colleagues, and community, and while difficult to admit, are very concerned with public opinion. Okay, now I get it. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Executives, especially turbulent ones, I wasn't turbulent, if I remember correctly, can get so caught up in meeting others' expectations that they fail to address their own needs. No, not for me. Oh, romantic relationship. I'm looking forward to that one. Difficult to relax. Yes! This need for respect fosters a need to maintain their dignity, which can make it difficult to cut loose and relax for risk of looking the fool, even in good fun. Oh, you weren't interrupting me, Bliss. Don't worry. The whole point of the chat is that I can comment on what you guys are saying. By the way, if you have like a question or whatever, go ahead. I'm an open book. Obviously. Difficulty expressing emotion. I'm gonna keep reading to make sure that I understand. This is all evidence of executives' greatest weakness. Expressing emotions and feeling empathy. Okay, that's not an issue for me. What? People with the executive personality type get so caught up in the facts and most effective methods that they forget to think of what makes others happy or of their sensitivity. That one's not true. Not on me. I don't feel like that's true. But again, a colleague versus a friend, there's a difference to me, so... A detour can be breathtakingly beautiful, a joy for the family, but executives may only see the consequence of arriving at the destination an hour late, hurting their loved ones by rejecting the notion too harshly. Yeah, this is... I have no comments. This one's interesting to me. Executives are fairly unique in that their relationships don't really change as they progress from the dating phase into the more steady long-term relationships and further into marriage. Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to go take some nasal spray. I'm going insane here. I can barely breathe. Oh, thank God. Breathe properly. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but wow. Okay. Because they value honesty and straightforwardness so highly, people with the executive personality type are likely to be clear about who they are, what they're like, and what their goals are from the start, and to stick to those statements long term. So long as the partner is able to take them at their word and follow suit, they are bound to be extremely stable relationships. Okay, my nose needs to adjust to the fact that I just took some nasal spray. This isn't to say that there isn't any growth, of course. Character development is always a high priority for executives, that's very true. And each life goal is important. Rather, it's that shifting moods, goals and desires are unlikely to fundamentally alter the basis of executive relationships. Sure, Bliss. Bye. You also have stuff to do. Bye. There are certainly challenges, but executives take their relationships seriously and are willing to put a tremendous amount of effort into ensuring that they remain strong and committed, and that effort pays off. Now see, here's the thing. This is something my mom has always both praised me and... what's the opposite of praise? It's not scolded, but I'm gonna say it because I don't know what other word to use here. This is something my mom has always praised me for, scolded me for. I am very good at cutting people loose. If I feel like a relationship, friendship, is going sour, I'm more likely to just stop. I am of the opinion that life is too short to struggle or fight to stay with a person of any kind. Like, I'm pretty good at saying goodbye when I feel like, okay, it's time to end this. I can't do it anymore. You don't have any interest in me. I barely have any interest in you. You know, I'm not of the opinion that, oh no, we have to save the relationship because, like, I don't know. Yep. Sorry, I have something. So this one to me is not really like put tremendous effort into ensuring that they remain strong. No, I'm more likely to just accept the fact that it's not working out and then be done with it. That's the God honest truth. This may all sound a little stale. And indeed, executives are not spontaneous or unpredictable people, but they do very much enjoy taking their partners out and having fun. Social events and activities are executives' idea of a good time, and while they may rely on familiar people and places, they do bring lots of energy and enthusiasm, which helps people keep things interesting. Executives approach intimacy with similarly physical, active intentions and from fairly traditional ones as well. Wild ideas and poetry are for less mature personalities, or so executives might say, though they do appreciate recognition and well-placed comments to maintain high self-esteem. They may look for more stability in their sex life than most, but executives never fail to bring their characteristic vigor. Stability in my sex life? That sounds really boring. No, gonna have to disagree with that one too. Sounds pretty stale. Pretty boring. This hints at a challenge in executives' relationships though, and that is emotional intimacy. Touchy-feely moments are few. As of verbal statements of love, this is usually fine, as executives' personalities find other, more tangible ways to express their affection. The problem is in recognizing the validity of those qualities in others, rather than simply dismissing them as pointless or irrational, something that can be extremely hurtful if executives' partners are more sensitive. It is true. I'm not really a touchy-feely person. Oh, I'm looking forward to parenthood. Can't I just skip some of these? I want to read about parenthood. Oh my god, I just heard my mom talk. I thought she was talking to me for a second. She's having a phone meeting. Pay the price to secure the blessing. I can't talk anymore. I've talked for too long. Executives address conflict. Whoa. Have I been doing this for an hour and a half? I didn't think it was going to be this long. Oh well. Executives address conflict head-on with simple statements of fact, a very rational approach, but subtlety and emotional attacks are sacrificed in the process. While executives' level-headed, calm approach is appreciated by many, for others it is an uncomfortably direct approach. For other social skills, executives are especially bad at reading the emotional side of other people. Not true for me. And when it comes to their partners, it's more important than ever to try to improve. Executives are people of strong principles and strong self-confidence. Now that makes me sound like I'm cocky. That's a plus for us. What is that? I'm not a touchy-feely person. I'm sorry, but like what you see is like, if you guys are gonna refer to something I've said, please be more specific, because I'm far ahead of you. I don't know what you're referring to. What's a plus? They use these qualities to protect the partners with admirable consistency. But people with the executive personality type are also stubborn, with a firm belief in their rightness, and they can quickly damage more sensitive partners' fragile feelings. Oh, fragile feelings, I'm sorry, but that sounds... That's that's where I probably become a very typical executive. Fragile feelings. Calm down, okay. That the love became longer. That the live became longer. That the live became longer? Or the live stream. Okay, now I get it. Sorry. Okay, now I get it. Sorry. With this in mind, it is often best for executives to find fellow observant S partners in order to minimize communication barriers with one or two opposing traits to balance their forceful character and provide opportunities for growth. My friendships. Oh me. Sorry, I need to be... Pardon? No! Okay, I love my glasses, but sometimes they're such a pain. Like, I preferred the glasses I had before. Like, my first pair of glasses, I got those in, like, December 2014. And they were blue like my hair. But then I needed new lenses, and basically, the place I buy my glasses at, they don't really offer to just get new... frames, because it will come to me by mail, and the new... What the hell is going on? The new post company, I guess, here in Denmark, like, they don't really offer security or like insurance for the frames not breaking. So if like your frames are gonna break, or the lenses or whatever, that's just too bad. I'm gonna have to buy another pair of glasses. So it's like I might as well have just bought a new pair. And like, I don't dislike these. It's just they're not blue. Oh well. Okay, executive friends. Executives are strong, traditional friends who appreciate loyalty and shared values. Yes. Friendships with the executive personality type are often defined by their mutual activities and routines, by external factors more so than sense of intellectual or mystical capability that many analyst and diplomat personalities share among themselves. That was a cute squeaky noise I did. When did I make a squeaky noise? I don't make squeaky noises. I have no idea what you're talking about. But this in no way diminishes the relationships. Executives' friendships are of dependability and mutual interest can be powerful connections that endure life changes with immutable constancy. Constancy. The fuck is constancy? I'm looking up just the characters that are likely ESTJ. Tiana, Woody, Bagheera, Sebastian, Kida, Maximus, Simba. Maximus as in the horse from Tangled? No, wait, what? Wait, was he called Maximus? Who is Maximus? Whoa, I'm a bad Disney fan. Who is Maximus? Oh, it was the horse from Tangled. No wonder I wasn't sure. I watched that movie twice and I didn't like it at the time. Okay, I like Tiana. Woody, that's a little uncomfortable for me because my mom really hates Woody. She legit hates him. She thought he was a jerk. So like, that makes me unhappy. Bagheera, always loved Bagheera, always related to him, that makes sense. Sebastian, I'm okay with that. He's never been a favorite Disney character of mine in any way, but I like it. Kida? Really? Yeah, I guess I can see that. Maximus, it's a fucking horse. And not, a horse as the same way that Spirit is a horse. He's a horse with, like, he doesn't talk, whatever. Simba? Interesting, because whenever I took a Lion King personality quiz, like who did you resemble the most, I always got Rafiki. Oh well. Blah, blah, blah. There is no pleasure in having nothing to do. True, I have to do something all the time. Among their established friends, executives show themselves to be outgoing and enthusiastic, always more than happy to bring others along for some healthy sport and outdoor activity. Oh, that's funny. No, I hate sports. I hate being outside. No, video games. Executives sometimes get a little overbearing in the push for participation, but it's just because they want everyone to have a good time. Executives' friends are never short on invites to social activities and events, from tickets to a local ball game, no, to a weekend camping trip, no, to Sunday barbecue, no. Executives seek strong friendships founded on trust and loyalty, though loyalty to family does come first. Now see, my mom is the only family member I care about, so that's kind of me. Active and with quick minds, people with the executive personality can't ever be accused of not doing enough to fend off a little boredom. While executives may not always be the life of the party, they know how to play their part in making sure their friends have a good time. That's true. The way executives establish and maintain their friendships does limit the pool, though, as they tend to seek out people who are similar to themselves, who share their respect for traditions and institutions. Executive personalities are naturally stubborn, and it can be hard for them to find enough common ground with people who constantly disagree with their principles and beliefs to really form those ties of friendship. Now see, that's true, because here is the thing. I am not gonna bother with a person who is politically disagreeing with me, because to me that's important. Like, I can't be friends with someone who... Okay, I'm just not gonna make an example there. I'm not gonna make an ass of myself if I can help it. The fun is in having lots to do and not doing it. What is that? The motto of a procrastinator? Procrastinator. That joke would have worked if I could pronounce shit. Executives' challenge in friendship isn't about finding fun things to do or people to do them with, but in finding diversity in the friends and activities. Didn't you just say that I'm bad at being friends with people who are disagreeing with me? For other community participation, executives struggle immensely in even fully listening to differing opinions. Hey, let alone befriending people who consistently express alternate viewpoints. Whether about local political issues or the validity of a more emotional, idealistic disposition than they think is reasonable, executives should make an effort to truly understand those alternate viewpoints. Now, see, here's the thing. I am pretty sure I'm good at accepting and respecting other people's views when it comes to just regular opinions. Like, I don't know, I'm not gonna make an example. Simply put, it's healthy for executives to have some loyal opposition. I am fine, I'm adorable, whatever. Exposing themselves to new idea among acquaintances who think differently can do no harm. Either people with the executive personality type discover better ways and a stronger foundation. I couldn't breathe for a second. Holy crap. Or they gain all the more confidence in their beliefs for having successfully defended them. Just as executives may think those loners who spend their lives in their basements playing video games need to get out more, executives themselves need to make sure they get out of their own bubbles of unchallenged opinions and beliefs. Again, it's only with the big important things that I'm stubborn about fine. Is that really like the... What are the others then? Oh well. Executive parents. Oh dear God. Okay. Executives' mantra of hard work, tradition, respect is best exemplified in the relationship with their children. I'm scared of this one. In many ways, people with the executive personality type are the classic 50-era father figure. Very strict and guardians of family traditions who have no trouble when it comes to enforcing the rules and standards they have established. That's true, and I'm just pointing this out. This is important when raising your children. Make rules and stick to them. Don't be curling parents, and don't be helicopter parents either. Make rules, stick to them, keep a common ground. Or I'm tired. I've been doing philosophy for 3 hours before this. Shut up. Often seen as model citizens, executives expect their children to carry that image, continuing the example they've set by being polite and respectful. Insubordination is not tolerated. I think I know what it means. I just want to be sure. Okay. I get it. Good. Executives have a very responsibility-oriented life view, a firm belief in the idea that one does what one can do in order to contribute to the family and community. This view is of course extended to their children, and as soon as they are able, their children are expected to contribute in their own way by cleaning the plates and their rooms and going off to bed on time by maintaining the order of things. Very true. Why is it that is that the thing with all the personalities, or is my personality blue? Is that a thing? Forget me. Excuse me. No. This inflexibility can become a challenge as the children go into their more naturally rebellious adolescent years. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that one. Pardon? Executives defend their own and their relationships with their children are no different. But they expect the children to adhere to the structures they put in place to ensure that protection. I'm gonna keep reading, but I kind of want to get rid of this hairdo right now. It's starting to annoy me a little bit. Blah, blah, blah. Executives enjoy creating secure, stable environments and consider it an affront to have those considerations rejected. Again, insubordination is not tolerated. Wow, makes me sound so strict. It's not that they have wild, high-flying hopes of perfection for their children. Yeah, right. Executives are down-to-earth people and simply want to see their children develop into respected, responsible adults. But executives' personalities also want their children to be strong-willed and capable, and that is something that can only happen when they have the chance to make their own decisions, and the chance to face the consequences of those decisions, good or bad, with the love and support of their parents. That's very true. That was something my mom also cared a lot about when raising me. Like, I was allowed to make my own decisions, but I had to be prepared for the consequences. And I was very much like a kid who was gonna learn things the hard way. Now see, I would usually fix my hairline, but I can't find it. I've got big shoes to fill. They may face challenges as their children learn to balance a growing desire for independence with the respect and adherence, I think, to the duties required of them. But executives do have a clear advantage of consistency and direct honesty that never leaves their expectations ambiguous. It can be a tall order, but executives' children always know that what they need to bring, and most will recognize and appreciate the dedication and hard work the parents brought in return. I just wanted to check the hairline. This is good enough. Okay. Yeah. Executives' career paths are often as clear and straightforward as they are themselves. Again, this makes me sound so boring somehow. I don't know, is that just me? Is the camera a little too far up? I don't know. I don't want to check. Oh well. Though there are many directions they can choose to go, people with the executive personality type almost always end up in situations where they have the opportunity to exercise their affinity for organization, structure, and follow through. Now see, I want to be a deaf interpreter. I don't think that fits the whole executive leadership kind of personality. That providing further focus, executives share a profound respect for tradition. What is this about a profound respect for tradition? I am very much the type of person who wants to break out of the norms we have here. And security qualities which lend themselves well to progressing along clear paths to increased responsibility and dependability. Nope, you are very fun. Did I call myself boring? Oh, right before, yeah, sure. Executive sense of loyalty results in them staying with a single employer as long as possible, and their reverence for established institutions often leads to work with well-respected organizations. Law enforcement, military service, hospitals, and prominent legal firms are all able to recognize executives' long years of service. Okay, I thought my mom was yelling for a second. And like, she doesn't yell at her colleagues unless they fucked up. But she was just speaking loudly. Thank God. Shut up. Executive personalities rise to the occasion and meet the obligation with invariable consistency, making them clear choices for advancement. Executives are the image of the model citizen, and they strive to maintain this ideal throughout their careers. You're not boring either, Pastor. You're just, all things considered, I don't like conflict either. I don't like, if I can avoid it, I would rather do that. This helps them move forward into management as well. People with this personality type have many traits inherent to leadership, mentioned that before too, something that is often recognized regardless of the chosen industry. Yeah. From the genuine enjoyment executives feel in organizing other people to their knack for clearly expressing their principles, values, and expectations. Executives are extremely effective managers. Now see, somehow that, I can see that being true. I just find the job a little bit boring, I think. Also fearsome leaders. Executives loathe disorganization, ineptitude, laziness, and especially dishonesty. And when these values are crossed, executive personalities do not hesitate to let the disapproval show. So long as everyone plays by the rules, executives are incredibly efficient. The love of structure and throughoutness, leaving a record of accurate, complete work that is on time and on budget. Executives are natural auditors? What the hell is an auditor? I mean, I'm thinking of the word audio, but like, what? Natural auditors. Yeah, okay, whatever. Financial officers and business administrators, and any such and similar roles are excellent choices for them. To the victors belong the spoils. Hard work and self-motivation are also strong executive principles, which makes them excellent sales representatives. Whether I can't talk anymore. Whether in basic retail positions, part of office teams, or as independent agents. People with the executive personalities type stick to projects until they are finished, big or small, and are organized enough to make any necessary paperwork a mere minor inconvenience to their clients rather than some baffling ordeal. These qualities combine to make the clear steps in advancement that executives require in order to maintain a sense of accomplishment, not just viable but almost inevitable. Workplace habits. Oh dear God, please don't. Executives show clear and consistent tendencies, and these are especially visible in the workplace. Whether subordinates, among colleagues, or as managers, people with the executive personality type create order, follow the rules, and work to ensure that their work and the work for those around them is completed to the highest standards. Sounds an awful lot like a perfectionist. Cutting corners and shirking responsibility are the quickest ways to lose executives' respect. Yeah. Executives, we don't talk anymore like we used to do. I don't know that song, Maria. Executives are hardworking and do things by the book. Though sometimes stubborn and inflexible, especially when presented with ideas that haven't been fully developed. Yeah. Executives' personalities are open to new methods that can be demonstrated to be better. However, wow. Oh, pardon. Whoa, that was terrible. What the hell? That was an ugly cough. What the hell? Ow, my throat hurts. Where was I? Executive personalities are open to new methods that can be demonstrated to be better. Wow, okay, I need to drink more. Ow. However, executives are unlikely to do much experimenting on their own. Wow, it's still stuck in my throat. Think I'm done. Thank God. Oh, ugh. Now see, that's the issue with the live stream. I can't cut that away. Adhering to stated responsibilities and fulfilling their duties is the primary concern. Executives are also well known for their loyalty and dedication, but in some ways this is contingent on their respect. People with this personality type are willing to voice their opinions, especially in deciding what is and is not acceptable. If provided with sensible responses that address their concerns, they are often satisfied with that. If executives view their managers as illogical, dishonest, or cowardly in their methods, they can be uncomfortably honest if still calm and level in voicing their opinions on that as well. Sounds very true. Executives enjoy the hustle and bustle. The hustle and bustle? I don't know what that term means, but sure. Of well-organized workplaces. Wow, it's each time I breathe. Like, honest, friendly, and down-to-earth, executive personalities are great networkers who enjoy connecting with others to get things done. Abusing this for advancement is unlikely and is in fact something executives frown upon. Shortcuts are irresponsible, and people with the executive personality type lose respect quickly to those who try to push forward by showing off or promoting bold but risky ideas, making relationships with more inspiration-oriented colleagues a challenge. That sounds right. Executives like to feel like they are a part of the team, and a part of the greater organization that they work for. To make sure this happens, executives are nearly always willing to accept criticism that can help to improve their effectiveness, and always keep an eye on their surroundings to make sure they and their team deliver the results that are expected of them. Yes. Executives take genuine pleasure in organizing others into effective teams, and as managers they have no better opportunity to do so. While sometimes overbearing, even micromanaging, executive strong wills also serve to defend their teams and principles against the diversions and cutbacks, regardless of who brings them. Laziness and bad work ethic are not tolerated by executives under any circumstances. Executives project natural authority, which is why I'm always the leader in any group work ever. But they sometimes expect this authority to be abided unconditionally, resisting change and demanding that things be done by the book. Yeah, yeah. Whether executives' own book or the existing rules and traditions are used is subject to circumstances, but they do tend to rest on the security of tradition and precedent. Regardless, executives' expectations are clearly expressed, leaving little room or tolerance for deviation from the agenda. Executive personality conclusion. A conclusion? Oh. What is the test? It's called the 16 personalities test. A very well, I don't know this word. Highly considered, I guess. A highly considered test. Personality analysis. This is... I can't spell. Ah! Boom. There. Few personality types are as practical and strong-willed as executives. Known for their reliability and administrative skills, executives are good at creating and maintaining a secure and stable environment for themselves and their loved ones. Executive dedication is invaluable in many areas, including their own personal growth. Yet executives can be easily tripped up in areas where their rational and practical approach is more of a liability than an asset. Whether it's fighting or keeping a partner, learning to relax or improvise, reaching dazzling heights on the career ladder, or managing their workload, executives need to put in a conscious effort to develop their weaker traits and additional skills. What you have read so far is just an introduction into the complex concept that is the executive personality type. You may have muttered to yourself, "Whoa, this is so accurate, and it's a little creepy," or "Finally someone who understands me." You may have even asked, how do they know more about me than the people I'm closest to? Not really. This is not a trick. You felt understood because you were. It had a lot of things right. I'm not gonna say that's untrue, but I feel like you weren't as close as you could have been. Not that I expected that. It's just don't be all high and mighty right now, okay? We've studied how executives think and what they need to do to reach their full potential. And no, we did not spy on you. Many of the challenges you faced and will face in the future have been overcome by other executives. You simply need to learn how they succeed. But in order to do that, you need to have a plan, a personal roadmap. The best car in the world will not take you to the right place if you do not know where you want to go. I don't know where I want to go, but I don't want to do it in a car. I have a fear of traffic. I am never gonna drive a car. We have told you how executives tend to behave in certain circumstances and what their key strengths and weaknesses are. Now I need to go much deeper into your personality type and answer why, how, and what if. This knowledge is only the beginning of a lifelong journey. Are you ready to learn why executives act in the way they do, what motivates and inspires you, what you are afraid of, and what you secretly dream about? How you can unlock your true exceptional potential. Our premium profiles provide a roadmap towards a happier, more successful, and more versatile Pharma Queen. They are not for everyone, though. You need to be willing and able to challenge yourself, to go beyond the obvious, to imagine and follow your own path instead of just going with the flow. If you want to take the reins in your own hands, we are here to help you. Now see, I am not doing that. That's going too far. This was just for fun. And yes, I can't believe it. I expected there should be ESPF. ESFP? Is that what you mean? Yeah, you must have mixed them up, I guess. Entertainer. Thank you. Spontaneous, energetic, and enthusiastic people. Life is never boring around them. Now, see, except for spontaneous, that this may have worked. Entertainer, thank you. I'm very happy about that. Sorry. I'm still coughing. What the hell? I'm gonna make Olive do this one. I would have asked my mom to do it too because I kind of want to know if she's the same as me. But I think her English is gonna be a disadvantage. I don't think she has the patience to go through all these questions either. With that being said, she does have time right now with her broken ankle, so maybe I could force her to do it at some point. Advocate. Quite a mystical yet very inspiring and tireless idealist. Pastor, what was your type again? Like ISFJ. ISFJ. Defender. Very dedicated and warm protectors, always ready to defend their loved ones. That sounds like something good. Be happy about that. That's a good thing. What about other people's? Like, now that I know what the letters mean, I want to know what people had because, you know, I couldn't really react to that earlier. Like, Bliss also told about. And Maria, what was yours? The defender, yeah. You are the debater. Holly is the debater. Smart and curious thinkers who cannot resist an intellectual challenge. That's very true. You helped me with my homework the other day. What else? Like Maria, have you taken the test? Did I miss you? Who else? You got the advocate. That was quite a mystical, you're very inspiring, tireless idealist. Somehow I'm not surprised. That sounds like you. Who else wrote what they got? No. I think people didn't write after that, maybe. Okay, Maria, you're gonna have to do the test too because I wanna know. And any other editors, please try to consider doing this yourself, whether it's a live stream or just a video. It was a ton of fun to do, like really. Oh wait, analysts, diplomats, sentinels, and explorers. What's a sentinel? Whoa! A soldier or a god whose job is to stand and keep watch. Sorry. Control animal. It's basically someone who's really controlling. Hey! Kontrollfuglunger. Control bird babies. I don't know, bird baby. Wow, okay, thank you very much. Rude! Oh well. I didn't expect that. Kontrolldyr. Fuck you too. Oh well. Alright. Okay. I'm definitely gonna make some of our friends do this too. It was a ton of fun and I'm curious about what they're gonna have and what they're gonna be, and like, it was a lot of fun. I definitely passed it. Are you reacting to the control animal thing? Somehow, in a way, it's true. I am controlling. That's also the story I talked about before with my old best friend and so on. Like, I'm a controlling person of myself and of others. to a certain extent. If you tell me to back off, I will back off. But if you don't tell me to back off, I will keep controlling you. So yeah. Oh well, I didn't expect it, but I didn't know a sentinel in Danish would be kontroldyr. Wow. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so that was this live stream. This was fun. This was fun. I'm probably gonna do more live streams like this in the future, because in the long run, I think these types of live streams are more fun. Because I don't know, I kind of want to get to know the editors, or rather the people behind the editors, a little bit more. And I feel like sometimes this is more fun to look at and fun to watch, rather than an editor just doing an editing live stream, because it's like, I know you can edit. That's kind of why I'm subscribed to you. But who are you? Like, besides that, who are you? So I hope that more editors would be willing to do different types of live streams than just editing live streams. It's not that there's anything wrong with editing live streams. They just tend to, at least to me, become a little repetitive. Like, there's a limit to how much fun they can be. It's usually the chat room that is more interesting. Again, to me. Anyways, I'm gonna have to hop offline because I'm hungry. I haven't eaten since 11 a.m. and it's 6 p.m. now. And I went to philosophy class. And then I did this live stream. And yeah, I need to eat. Anyways, this was a lot of fun. I hope you guys had fun as well. I hope anyone who missed the live stream had fun watching. Will have fun watching. I don't know what I'm saying. I need food. I'm gonna log off now. Hope you guys had fun, and I'll see you next time. And remember, make love, not shipping more.